Ready for the show? I'm ready to start.
10, 9, ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Roger, we got a roll for
Tower cleared.
Roger, roll.
First time on Earth, there is a technological intelligence reaching for the stars.
Well, greetings all over the world to my listeners who are listening from many countries and many star systems beyond this galaxy. I am Maarten Horst and I am the presenter of ET First Contact Radio. And with a lot of enthusiasm and happiness, I want to announce my dear friend and guest Annabel Kohlmeier, who has
Yes.
Yes, my dear. How are you?
Yeah, could be better, but it's okay. And yeah, I have many things to share again tonight with you.
Yes. So after the interview we did last year, things have started to develop in your life. You was invited to South Africa by some people. You have traveled there, so then also learned a lot. And also some things happened with your health. It doesn't matter if you don't want to talk about it, but you can talk about anything.
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah, you can talk about anything you want that you experienced and that you learned from those experiences. And so, please give us an update on what happened after the interview we did last year, and when you was invited to South Africa, and what you saw there and what you learned.
Okay, yes. Do you remember which month we had our interview? I think it was shortly before September, right?
Yes, I believe it was in August, yes.
In August, yes. I'm sure it was in August. And it was so interesting because it was my first radio show with you. And before I also had that YouTube channel. And actually, I still have it. And some people also wrote me recently on Facebook, hey, what's up with your YouTube channel? You're not posting anymore. But it had also to do because I have been in South Africa and the internet connection is not so good there. And then when I came back, I had all these health issues. So that's why I couldn't post anything. But I think I'm soon going to start again and maybe making some videos as well. And because I also really enjoyed it to have this kind of, feedback from people and talking about certain topics, and that was something that I really liked to do. So what actually happened was that we had our radio show in August, and then you also made this beautiful video. Luckily, we found it again because it seemed like it disappeared, but for some reason we also found it again today. And I got many emails actually. I got emails on my homepage and also on Facebook from people all over the world. Some people who say they are very interested in star seeds or in the Starseed Center, and also some other people who just wanted to talk about certain things like health issues or whatever there is to talk about. And then I also, of course, answered those emails, and I got that one email from a young man from South Africa, and he said that he actually wants to do exactly the same thing. He also wants to open a Starseed Center, And he already has found a place where we could maybe do it. And it would be so amazing if I could just visit him in South Africa. And by chance, of course, we believe that nothing ever happens by chance, but it's all meant to be. He was in Germany at that time because his parents actually were German, and they just they moved to Africa some years ago, and then he was born in South Africa. So he told me that he comes to Munich because he was in the north of Germany, and he asked me if we want maybe to go for a cafe. And then I said, yes, of course, because I'm always interested in meeting spiritual people and talking about certain things. And we went to a very nice tea place here to have a tea. And then he also told me that he had himself certain experiences with UFOs and also some other very interesting things. And he told me about some very good books. So we had amazing conversations, and we really had this connection among each other. And then he said, maybe in December you can come to South Africa. And then I said, yeah, why not? And he has a friend who also has a self-sustainable farm where they are growing their own food. And they have many animals there, and they do a lot of alternative feeding methods. So I was very interested to going there, and I found this very cheap ticket, and then I just went there. And yeah, of course, for me, it was actually a stranger because I didn't know him since a long time. But at the same time, I felt this deep connection, and then I just followed my heart. And it was a good decision, I think, to go, even though in the end, some heavy things happened to my health. But after all, I don't regret it. And so I just went to Cape Town, and he picked me up. And then we drove 5 or 6 hours from Cape Town to a place called Wilderness. And it's really, the name says it all, it's very wild there, and it's in the jungle. But it's a beautiful place, and there's a beach, and it's very jungle-like. And I really wanted always to go to a place like that. And we lived in a jungle house, and it was 10 minutes from the farm. And almost every day we went to the farm. And it was so amazing because he was fully into the starseed knowledge as well. And he said there in South Africa are so many people, but they actually don't know about it. But he feels that they have the same level of consciousness. And then he said, maybe I can introduce you to them. And he also shared some of the books with some of his friends, and they were very open to it. And I had the same feeling as him, because down there it's very sad actually, because many people are taking drugs, maybe even if it's only, let's say, smoking marijuana, but some people also taking other drugs, heavy drugs. And then they kind of, lose this connection. And the connection is there, but they don't know what to do with it. And some people maybe become a bar, but they could do so much more, with their knowledge. And that's why he said South Africa would be a perfect place to open a healing center there, because the landscape is beautiful, and it's very exotic and lush green country. It's close to the sea, and many people are open. And it's really, some people say it's the perfect place for dealers and healers and hippies. And that's also in a way true, because many people are taking drugs there. And for example, I don't take drugs, and I don't really like that. But I think some people just do it to make those experiences. So anyway, to cut it short, I just went there, and then I talked to those people, and it was amazing. Some of them had amazing insights, and we had really good conversations, and I learned a lot on the farm, which was beautiful. I really enjoyed every day, and they are also helping children there. Children have a tough destiny because they are drinking alcohol, and then the children are born, like alcohol addicts already. And you can't really do so much because they are born as alcohol addict, and it takes a long time, to help them to get rid of it. And or maybe they can never actually do that, but they can learn some life skills, and then they learn how to make something out of their life and get some education and but many children are also very neglected, and that was tough to see. And yeah, but it was a good experience for me. And so yeah, it was, after all, it was quite amazing. And then I stayed there for 2 months, and I actually extended my stay for 2 weeks because I wanted to leave 2 weeks earlier. And it was so interesting because exactly in those 2 weeks, there happened those things that I'm talking about now. Because on New Year's Eve, I broke my foot, and I was dancing to a song, and then there was a little ditch, and I just kind of cracked my foot, and but I ignored it, and then now I'm still on crutches because of that. But I'm sure it's gonna be healed soon. And then on the 15th of January, a spider bit me. So I was down by the river, and I actually, wanted to take a pee because there are not many public toilets there. And then she just bit me, and I didn't see the spider. But after 2 hours, it's on the radio. Many people are maybe listening. It's a bit intimate, but she has bitten me on my left bum cheek. And that's how it is. And after 2 hours, my whole, this whole place there was just very swollen, and it was red, and then there came blood out of it, and the poison, and I could actually feel the poison, and I felt some heart stitches, and I said, can I please go to hospital? But we have been far away from the hospital, so nobody took me. And then it happened on Friday afternoon, and only on Monday somebody brought me to the hospital. And not actually to the hospital, to the doctor. And the doctor just gave me antibiotics and some painkillers, and he said, now you can go home. And then I went home again, and after 1 week I went to Germany, and then I got the flu, and then I had to go to hospital in Germany because I had so many effects from the spider bite and from the poison. And actually nowadays I'm still struggling a little bit with it, and there's still poison in the body and the toxins, but I'm doing a lot of detox myself, and I'm not in danger. I'm out of danger now, but it's just, strengthening the liver and all these kind of things. And today I've met a shaman from Peru, and he also told me some things, because in Peru they also have many poisonous animals there. And now he is going to give me maybe some remedies from Peru also. But yeah, so it was quite intense time for me, but I learned a lot. And on a spiritual point of view, I can say that I got many teachings also from the spider, I'm sure. And it's like a spirit animal. I think she also was a teacher. And yeah, so it was good that I went there, I think.
Yes, I believe everything happens for a reason. And well, it's amazing what you had to endure. And I think you're very courageous that you didn't give up, and that you're still here and eating healthy, and you have a lot of ideas about veganism, which I also do now because of you. And
nice.
Yes. So I think you can help many people with the wisdom that you have, Annabel. But I understand that from the foot that broke then in South Africa, and the bit of the spider, the bite, that maybe you are preparing for a great spiritual quest, and those things do not happen without a reason. And I believe everything is connected, and that this happened for you to prepare for the future, because I know that amazing things will happen to us, to all of us as humankind.
Yes.
And we as the starseeds, as the indigos and the crystal children, we have an enormous responsibility. And I see in your being that you carry this wisdom from the universe inside you. So I think when this closure happens, you and me and many others have to stand ready to teach the public. And I think you have these qualities inside you. So maybe this was all to prepare you for this and more to come.
I think so. And I don't know if you noticed the same, but I spoke to many people, and especially the year 2015, It happened in a very intense year. It started very intensely, and especially to the spiritual people I talk to, but also to maybe not so spiritual people. But I think in the end, everybody is spiritual.
Of course.
Just a different level, maybe, or
Yeah,
however
but
you want to call it.
yes.
But I noticed that for many people, it happened so intense, and they had maybe accidents, or they lost something, or from somebody a house burned down, or somebody maybe broke his leg, and then relationships ended and all of that. And I also looked it up because last year was, for example, the Chinese year of the horse, and then I thought, okay, maybe it was the last, like the horse went again up, and it said, okay, now it's over, the year of the horse, because then in March they started the year of the sheep, and that's also going to be more harmonious, I think, and it's more peaceful. And I think this time is happening now slowly, because I can also see, for example, in my own life, now it's like the big waves are gone, and it's again a little bit softer, and but especially January, February, March was so intense for me, and so many transformations and so many changes happened. And have you felt the same?
Yes, for many people. And well, I think that there will be more changes coming, and I think we have to brace for impact. And I thought maybe it would be a good moment to have a little musical intermezzo.
Yes, of course.
Well, I have selected something for both of us, Annabel, and for the listeners. It's beautiful music from Indra. He's an artist from Romania. I don't know if you heard about him.
Yes, I think last time when I was there, you also played him, and it's really beautiful music.
Well, this song is from The Challenge. It's an album from 2006.
Okay, then I don't know it.
Well, I'm going to surprise you, and the name of the track is The End of the Childhood. So let us all become conscious and aware, and hope that whole humanity will end his childhood and grow up and become conscious of all the things that are going on, and inform themselves and educate themselves and share the wisdom. And let's hope we can all become conscious and reach all humanity to end our childhood. Here it comes. Beautiful music from Indra. So welcome back to the program, Annabel.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, so what did you see or experience in your vision quest when you heard this music?
Yeah, I just saw a lot of light and yeah, just this oneness. And I think it's very important that, yeah, that's also what I said in my videos actually, that it's important that we come together and that we work together and not against each other, because I can also see that often in the so-called spiritual society, maybe that people are working against each other, or not only, of course, in the spiritual world, but also in the, let's say, normal society or the business world, and there's a lot of competition and all of these things. And I think we have to overcome that to bring peace on earth.
Yes, that's called spiritual ego. But I want to say, Annabel, that by the way, you make amazing YouTube videos yourself. I know that you have not done it for a while, but that doesn't matter. Whenever you feel inspired, you can address the world and speak your beautiful truth and give people an uplifting message of hope. And I think you're very, very well able to do that, and you have a gift to bring this positive energy to the people. So don't hesitate to continue.
Okay, thank you very much. I will continue soon.
Yes. Where do you want to talk about? I mean, we have so many topics we can talk about. But what is especially keeping you busy as of lately?
Yeah, at the moment, of course, not only at the moment, but I'm very interested always in healthy nutrition and in healthy lifestyle. As you mentioned before, also in veganism. I'm also doing many projects to support the animals. And I also would like to do more movies maybe, because I'm also, I'm working sometimes as an actress. And yeah, but I think movies are also a great way to reach people. And just like you're reaching many people with your radio show, I think with one movie you can also reach so many people. And I really want also to learn more about that. And for example, in South Africa, I have met a wonderful lady. Her name is Deirdre. And she wrote a script many, many years ago. And she didn't manage to make a movie out of it because she didn't have the money, and she sent it even to Paramount Pictures. But the story is very beautiful, and I'm helping her also now to maybe make a movie out of that, because it's a very spiritual story actually. And the story I'm sure she doesn't mind if I share it here because she really wants this story to be spread in the world. So I'm just going to briefly talk about it. And it's a love story actually. Somebody from Atlantis is falling in love with somebody from Egypt. And it's these two, these two tribes, let's call it that way, and they are falling in love. But it's not meant to be, and they cannot be together, and somebody else has to marry the prince, and then there are a lot of fights among the people, and in the end also both tribes are falling apart, and there's almost like a war, and then the question is, what is stronger, the love for power or the power of love? And I found this question to be so beautiful because I think that's really a question that we have to ask ourselves so often, also in our daily life. Is our ego stronger? Is it, for example, if you are in love with somebody, is it more important that you keep cool and you don't call him back, or you pretend to be very unreachable and very egoistic? Or do you let love win, Do you give all your heart and all your love and devotion, even if you get hurt by that person or whatever happens, this unconditional love, not only for one person, but for the whole planet. And these are some topics that I am thinking of at the moment. And I think there's not so much to think about, but it's just following your heart and maybe sometimes switching off your mind a little bit and maybe trusting more your heart. And what do you think about that?
I think it's a beautiful story, and it reminds me of a marriage I have attended in Israel, where a Jewish handsome man married a beautiful Palestinian lady. And of course the Jewish community and the community of the Hamas they were all against it. But somehow they managed to show their love. It was so deep, their love, that the families had to attend the marriage. And I have also attended it because I knew a taxi driver who was related to the Palestinian. And I have never seen such tears of happiness in people's eyes. And this reminds me of your story, or the story from the lady in South Africa, of two cultures who collide because of manipulation in the politics. But we are all connected, and in ancient times when we had Lemuria and Egypt and Mesopotamia and the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire and Atlantis, those stories were back then also happening, and I believe that love can overthrow any differences between us, because if a Chinese woman makes love with an African man, or if an Indian woman makes love with a white man, we have all the same DNA. We can all intermingle, and that's why we are all connected. Our DNA is coded. Our DNA is sacred. I mean, so there is no way that this separation, this cultural separation, that is being promoted by the mainstream media, by the way, and by political activists. Listen, we are all equal. We are all one tribe of many colors, and I would like that this story goes to Hollywood, and that some actors and some producers will take the opportunity to make a movie out of it. So that would be wonderful. I think it's a beautiful story, Annabel.
Yeah, and it's in a way, it's a little bit like Romeo and Julia, because when I first read it, it reminded me of that. But it's like a mix between Avatar and Romeo and Juliet. And I think, also, like even Avatar, it was such a big step. I remember when Avatar came out, for example, I was still living in that ashram in the spiritual center. And then our spiritual teacher, he said, wow, there's a movie now, you should go to the cinema. And before, he never said, of course we could do anything we want. We could also go to the cinema. But then he said, okay, I really want everybody to go to the cinema. And we said, wow, what movie is that? Because we didn't care. We didn't read the news and didn't read so much newspaper back then. And then we just went to the cinema and we couldn't believe our eyes, that such a movie has been played in the cinema. you
Of
know.
course, yes.
And it was so amazing for us. Something, non-violent, or maybe, of course, there was a little bit violent when they were in those aeroplanes and whatever, but that was only a little bit, to make maybe a little bit action. But it was something so different and so untypical for, for this kind of category. And I think that was a big change for the mainstream cinema and maybe the mainstream consciousness also.
Oh yes, I believe that many films that are being produced in Hollywood as of lately are breaking the status quo. And of course Star Trek, that was launched in the 1960s, was already, they had actors, Afro-American actors, which was in a racist America very unusual back then in the 60s. And they had high functions in high command. And of course Star Trek, Deep Space Nine and Next Generation, they had even more of this. And because we are all equal. And I believe that, I hope that Patricia Corey's book, I would love you to read it. It's amazing. It's called The Emissary. It's about dolphins and spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
This might also be in our theaters next year. That would be amazing. So
That's beautiful.
yes, and Patricia Corey is a dear friend of mine. I'm going to see her again this summer in England when I will visit the crop circles with my dear friend Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
So much looking forward to be in England. And
Oh, yes, I know what you mean, yeah.
yes, and I'm planning to make a long trip through South America, maybe in 2 years. But I want to ship my car there because my car is full of crop circle stickers. And I want to meet the Indian shamans, the Native American shamans, the
Mm-hmm.
Incas, to see my car because it has a certain energy, and I have traveled all over Europe with it. So it's going to be a long trip, but I want to start in Venezuela or in Suriname and travel to Terra del Fuego, the most southern point of South America, and then go back up to the east coast, because when I go down to the south I want to see Peru and all the Inca ruins and discover all these beautiful landscapes and volcanoes, the Cotopaxi, the Chimborazo. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area of the world, and I think it's the most beautiful because it's still untouched by big industries. So I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yes, I can imagine. And it's so amazing that you're sharing this today because, like I said, I met today my shamanic friend, and he's from Peru, and he also said, maybe it would be good for you to go to Peru because I have been in Middle America and in South America in some places, but not for such a long time. And just, I've been to Chichen Itza, for example, in Mexico, and looking a little bit at the pyramids there, and then Colombia and some places, but I wish to spend much more time in South America, actually. And like now there was also, I think in March maybe, or in the beginning of 2015, I don't know exactly which month, but I saw it on Facebook. There was this big starseed gathering in Mexico with the pyramids, and it was beautiful. The energy there is amazing.
Yes, I know. Yes,
And my friend said now it's also a little bit changed because, for example, in Peru the prices are more up and it's more touristic. And for example, to go to Machu Picchu, it's like €70 and then €120 to go by train and so on. Of course, it's always, in those places they want to make business. Same maybe with the crop circles or anywhere where there is something interesting. But that's, it's also, maybe, I don't know, maybe the price we have to pay sometimes, or maybe we don't, I don't know. Because I talked with my friend about it, and I said, do you think it's so important, for example, to go physically to Machu Picchu, or what do you think about that place? Because I also feel very attracted to go there. And then he said, what is a sacred place for you? And I said, any place can be sacred, if you make it sacred. And then he said, yeah, that's true. And he said, even I live in Munich, a little bit outside of Munich, and he said even this little village here can be a sacred place,
Of course.
just, of course, wherever we are. But I think sometimes it changes you also. It has tremendous effects if you
Yes.
go physically to those places. And
Yes, there are
like when I
places-
was in the crop circle in Weisting, last year we had close to Munich, we had this crop circle, and I was just sitting there, and I could feel so much, and it was beautiful. Yeah.
Well, especially crop circles and some places on the earth like the Himalayas and the Andes and the Alps, because mountain ranges are special, but also places on the coast, like where I live, they have a special energy to it. And so I was thinking about some beautiful music again. What do you think?
Yes, please.
Oh, that will be a good idea. Yes. I want to bring us in a very high state of consciousness, Annabel. Have you ever heard of the band Tangerine Dream?
Maybe. Not
Yeah.
so aware of it now.
Well, you are from 1986?
No? Almost 1988.
88. Oh,
Second year.
amazing, because I was thinking about Optical Rays. It's an album from 1988. And the album is called Optical Rays from 1988. And I would like you to choose between two titles. The first one is Marrakesh, and the second one is Twin Soul Tribe.
Okay, I take the Twin Soul Tribe.
All right.
Sounds interesting.
It's track number 4, and it's about 4 minutes 40 seconds. So let's enjoy this beautiful music. Twin Soul Tribe from Optical Rays from Tangerine Dream, and Annabelle and I will be back after the music. Stay tuned. Well, of course, this is very experimental music, but very interesting music, I think.
Yes, it was beautiful.
So, Annabel, it might be possible for me to be on the Dutch national television very soon.
Oh, yeah, you told me about it. Tell me more, please.
Well, I'm doing some articles and sharing some news. I'm doing some telephone calls to the government. Because in Germany, it's openly discussed about chemtrails, and people are aware of it, and the government in Germany admitted the existence of it. But now it's the turn for the Dutch public to become conscious and to take action and to explain this to the people. And of course, the Dutch mainstream media is very much controlled. More than the German, I think. So we are trying to find an opening with the discussion program where I can explain everything about it. And I have many wonderful friends from all over the world, but also from all over the Netherlands, who are going to help me to make this possible.
Oh, that's really good that you're doing that. It's so amazing, because I also feel this strongly in my heart, that sometimes I feel very rebellious against all those things, of course, that are happening here on this planet. And it's not that I feel so much like so much negative energy inside of myself, but I feel like it's such a pity, what's happening. And many people just don't know that it's happening at all, or they are getting confused by the media. But there are so many things going on. And it's just, people are just hiding this knowledge.
Oh, yes.
And then there are maybe some filmmakers or some journalists, and they are making a movie about it, or they are sharing something on Facebook or on YouTube. And that's how they can reach it, because in the internet, it's through the internet. And that's why, of course, often people complain about the internet as well and about the radiance or whatever it is. But I think it's an amazing tool to reach people. And also the television, we have so many television lies every day. Just television is lying to us, and the newspaper and the whole media.
Yes.
But then again, sometimes there are some good people on the show, and they can really shake up some things and wake up the world. And that's so precious.
Do you understand some Dutch, Annabel?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well, there's something I want to share here with the listeners that I did in 2011. And that was about 9/11. Of course, the conscious people all know the truth about it. But I called into the national radio, Radio 1, the number one news outlet in the Netherlands. I'm just seeing if I can find a file for you, because it would be good to share it. It's just an idea that I want to play this on our own radio station that was created by my friend Jeroen Guis, and he's together with me going to lecture in Utrecht this summer at a huge conference with a lot of conscious people who are going to speak there. And the event is called Earth and Beyond. And this will be an amazing time to share the latest news we all have. And it will be very good to do this with Jeroen. Jeroen is a very conscious person with deep insights, and some of his insights are so deep that he even cannot talk about them. But he and I will make an amazing lecture together, and
that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm just looking for the file, if you can hold on.
Yeah, sure.
It's a bit hard to find because it's from 2011.
And I wanted to say it's so wonderful that you also, because you have this strong connection to England also, and I had the same. I also have this feeling that maybe I will try to go there again this year, because especially in England, there's also so much happening. There are so many conscious people, and you can see it also with the crop circles. And when I came first to England, I felt like I'm home again, you know. It's like something deep inside of me happened, and I had so many like magical sort of things happening or meeting these amazing people, and I felt always so safe there and so carried, you know, like nothing could happen to me. And every day I was guided so strongly, and it was so beautiful to be there. And
it's a wonderful feeling.
I would love to go back there.
Well, maybe we can meet there because there's a very nice campsite in the area in Wiltshire, and it's called the Barge Inn. Beautiful place and very nice people there. I'm just going to connect my external hard drive because I really want to play that sample, that recording. Also to let people know that they do not have to fear and that they can, because on mainstream radio there is a possibility for people to make comments to certain subjects, and there's nothing to it. You just say, I want to talk about ABBA, or about the song that you played. I know what track it is. And then when you're live, you say 9/11 was an inside job. For example, you know, you can do anything you want. It's always
sure. As long as you are alive, maybe.
As long as you're alive,
pick you up.
You can wake up many people. And that's our task. That's our primary responsibility to do so.
Yeah.
So I'm just working a bit here. Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
I'm so glad that you are really doing that, and you are doing this since so many years now, and you put so much effort and time in that, and it's so amazing because you are really hosting so wonderful people. And I wanted also to share something with you, which is maybe also interesting for you and for the listeners, because I think I told you before, my dad is also a journalist, and he's actually publishing his autobiography soon.
Wow.
He's also author of some books, but in this summer it's going to be published. And then he said, we had one interview when I was 17. We were just talking about father-daughter relationship. And then he said, now I want to make another interview, and a friend of him came, and he's also a journalist, and then he made this interview with me, and he said, we can talk about South Africa and about the spiritual things, what you're doing, and also reincarnation. So it's so funny because now I'm talking about reincarnation in this book, you know, which is going to be published, and actually it's a not very spiritual book because my dad is spiritual, but not so spiritual. And maybe people think I'm crazy or whatever, but I just say I don't care, you know, I really want to do this and want to talk about these topics. It's so important.
Yes, of course.
And then I'm also mentioning that I went to South Africa, and he asked me, so how did you go there? How did you meet those people? And then I talked about the radio show that you're doing, and I said, I have this nice friend from Netherlands, and he invited me for the radio show, and after that I got so much positive feedback, and I met friends from South Africa, and I visited them. So, it's like, it's very interesting that I actually can talk about these things. And it's not only me, but not only you, but it's generally that people become more open and they are more interested. And even that journalist, you know, he said to me, I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't think it's possible. And then I said, why not? You know, how do you know? Do you know the universe? You know, do you know everything about the universe? And then he just looked at me and he became quiet. But I think many more people become more and more interested, and that's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see the changes and to see how brave people are and how brave they are also talking about their personal beliefs and opinions, and there's freedom of speech, and we can just share our insights.
I think it's wonderful, and I think, of course, with your father, your own daddy, you have this special connection, and that we all have in our family. And Your father raised you, but maybe it's our task to raise our own parents to become more spiritual.
Yeah.
Well, so many files, so many documents. Let's see if I can get this. Must have it, I'm sure. Yes, my dear friends, I'm very sorry about our cut off so suddenly. I had a shortcut in my electricity system in my computer. But now we are back on live with my dear friend Annabel. So welcome back, Annabel, and welcome back, my dear friends who are listening from all over the world.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Good to
so
be back.
yeah, those things can happen. Shortcuts. They're not so good for my computer system, but I managed to recover everything, and let's see if we can make a beautiful end to this radio program. With everything we have said, and of course there's much more to say. And so, Annabel, how do you see the ascension process unfolding, and what do you think is needed for humanity to evolve further so that we can reach a critical mass?
Yeah, I think for our personal growth, it's probably very important to meditate always if it's our path, because sometimes, even in my life, I don't feel so much like meditating, but then again, if I do it, I feel I can charge my energy a lot, and I can clear, all these thoughts and whatever we're experiencing now, and also maybe the pain or the suffering that we have to go through, because in meditation we can really switch off our mind a bit. Or sometimes I'm also singing a song, or you can sing devotional songs like kirtan or whatever you feel, or a shamanic song, or you can sing even a pop song from the radio. It sometimes helps you, to clear your mind and bring peace and harmony to yourself. And otherwise, I think for our personal growth, I think whatever we feel like doing, just following our heart. If we want to travel to a certain country, maybe if we have the time, we have the money, we should do it, and just don't sometimes not to think too much. Of course, we need the logic as well, and we cannot just do anything because we want to do it, but sometimes it's good to follow the things that we really enjoy. And otherwise, I would say connect to people, not only online, but also offline, which is very important, because often we just spend a little bit too much time maybe online, but we neglect maybe our own neighbors or our own neighborhood. And we can do so much, it's not only the big things that we can do, maybe changing the world, going to, I don't know, going to be a volunteer in some country, but sometimes it's the little things, apparently little, which you can do for our neighbor, maybe helping some old people or whatever it is. Whatever it is, I think that we do with love is good for this planet. If it's just a little action, like even smiling or giving somebody a compliment or helping in the garden, or just a little bit of time that we use every day, not only for only us, but also for somebody else. If we share something, some knowledge, or just a smile, or we share some love and happiness, I think that's always good.
I think that's the most important, actually. Yes. Love is the most important, unconditional love, to help our fellow human beings. And of course, to love ourselves is very important, to love our own body, to treat it very well, and to eat healthy, to make exercise. But it's very good to give embrace to somebody that is important to you, to show that you love that person. Just to give a good hug. A hug is it's very healing to give hugs to people, not only people that are important to you, but also people that have a good connection with you. It's very important.
Yes, and it changes so much. Even a smile, sometimes you see maybe a grumpy looking person or a sad looking person somewhere in the train, and then you just smile, and it can change the whole world. It's so amazing. It's just a frequency change, and yeah, it's the most beautiful thing. I think our life, we don't know how long it is. It can be over tomorrow, it can be over in 20 years, but we don't know. But I think one of the things that we will regret the most at the end of our days, when we leave this current body that we have in this life, is maybe that we haven't loved enough. And I think that's always the most important thing. Just love, love, love. And also overcome the ego. And even if somebody has maybe hurt you, I think the most precious thing is also to overcome that and never stop loving, even if it's one person maybe that hurt you so much that you think, I can never love again because I'm so sad because this person has left me or this and this happened in my life. But the most precious thing is that you keep on loving and never close your heart, but always keep it open and love yourself also, which is also important. I'm doing a lot in my life, actually. I'm working also with a good friend of mine who is also helping me to love myself more, because often I experience that I do so much for the others, but then I neglect my own body, and I'm working so much and then I'm getting tired. But it's one of the most important lessons also to love ourselves and to be good to our bodies, to nourish it with good healthy food. And then when we love ourselves and if we truly become what we are and we become this essence and this light, then we can share it also around the world. And it's like in Buddhism, somebody asked one day, what is more important, to first help everybody to become a bodhisattva or to first become bodhisattva yourself? And then the answer is to first become bodhisattva yourself. And it sounds a little bit egoistic at the first place, but in the end, you understand, because if you are a bodhisattva yourself, then you can change the whole world. And first, you should love yourself fully, and then you can change it, and then you can spread this love. And I think that's important, that also we take some time every day for ourselves to listen to good music, or to maybe take a bath, or whatever it is that we can do to help us and to clear off energies. And then we have so much strength again, and we can go out to the world and we can share it. So, yeah.
Yes, that is so true, Annabel.
Yes.
It is a very noble purpose to reach for all of us. Well, I was a bit stressed because I had this shortcut. So maybe it's a good idea to listen to some very peaceful music.
Yeah.
Let me see. Then I go to my category spiritual, which is an enormous collection of music. And you can make a choice again, Annabel. I'd like people to make a choice. Chloe Goodchild or Brian T. Collins? Even if you don't know them, you can intuitively choose.
Then I take again the second one. I don't know both of them, but...
Okay. And then you may choose We Are Starseed or We Are Here.
Then I take We Are Here.
Okay.
At this point, no, let's be experimental.
Yeah, I like to do that. All right, open. There it comes. We Are Here. It's a beautiful track of beautiful music. We Are Here. Well, I think that was some very profound healing music.
Yes.
A very
Indeed.
good choice, Annabel.
Oh, thank you. But it was your shows first, actually. But yeah, it was
Well,
good teamwork.
I have given you the opportunity to choose between
Yeah.
many options.
Yes. I really liked it also. It was beautiful. I think it sounded very familiar also to me. Maybe I heard it before somewhere else.
Well, Brian T. Collins makes music for starseeds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is the next topic you want to talk about? Because we have about 15 minutes left before it's midnight in Western Europe, where we are.
Yeah.
At
Yes.
least.
Do you have a specific question for me, or should I just talk about whatever I feel like talking?
I think. Well, I feel that what you feel want to talk about is appropriate at the moment. I want to give you the opportunity to speak freely and to tell what your heart thinks.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I want to say thank you for all the listeners also, of course, and it's always beautiful to have this chance given. And yeah, soon I hopefully will post a little bit more videos, and also if you want, feel free to leave a comment. I think you will also make a video out of this again,
Yes,
maybe?
yes,
Or put it on YouTube, yes. And then, of course, also if you have something to share or maybe even criticism or whatever it is, because I had my YouTube channel and there were a lot of positive feedback, but of course also some negative comments, sometimes nonsense, and for me it's always important to have maybe this positive criticism, like really saying, okay, I don't like this, but you can do this, that to change it. And that's effective, I think. But if you just say, I don't like it, or, just be offensive, then it's maybe not so nice. But, okay, that's just a little bit that I wanted to share because, like last year when we had our first video, after that, I don't want to mention now any names or anything, but there happened some things.
Yes.
I'm sure you remember, and we both got a little bit attacked, and that was also quite painful, and but it's something that we can avoid, I think, and we shouldn't attack each other anywhere, whether it's on the internet or whether it's in real life somewhere. So I really hope that this also is changing and in each one of us. And of course, it happens all the time, even today I was talking to my shamanic friend and he gave me a Quechua name from the Quechua tribe in Peru. And the translation is peaceful dove. And then I think, oh, are you sure it's peaceful dove? Because I can be very peaceful, but sometimes I can fight, and I can also sometimes be angry and this and that. And he said, of course, everybody has this, and I'm also not all the time peaceful. And if somebody attacks me or if there's a real problem, then also I sometimes raise my voice. But that's also healthy, because sometimes we have to express it. If we don't, I think, express our emotions, sometimes we also get sick because of that. And of course, it doesn't mean that we have to scream or whatever. We should always be in this loving frequency, but also express if we don't like something or just have a discussion maybe with a friend. And then again, be compassionate. And that's also something I wanted to share because, it's good to be authentic and always be honest and talk honestly about emotions. And after all, I'm very happy at the moment with the things happening in my own life and also, on the planet, of course, there are so many bad things happening. I cannot really say I'm happy about it, but I can see that there's a transformation, which is all the time ongoing ever since, and even though sometimes it seems negative, also with our personal experiences, I think there's always a lesson behind and we should never forget that. And after the storm, there comes again the sunshine. It sounds so easy to say it when you are in the storm, but I think it's, love is also the answer and the solution. So we should meditate, we should connect to our higher self, we should go to nature, we should maybe embrace a tree and hug another person and try to be in this loving frequency and just be calm in the middle of the storm. And yeah, feel free to write me a message. And also, yeah, I think it's not the last time I'm here on the radio show, and I don't know when I will be next time there. Maybe we can do it again sometime, and then we can talk again about some topics or again about some news. And it would be nice also to connect with you, maybe in England, or maybe really have those starseed gatherings. I think that's also something that many people are longing for.
Yes.
And eventually maybe a meeting place where we can give workshops and seminars.
That would be so wonderful. Yeah, maybe we can do our radio transmission live this summer when we are in person behind my laptop with a good glass of healthy juice and spread the word all over the world with a transmission. Because the benefit from internet radio is that whenever there's internet and you have your equipment with you, you can go live.
That would be wonderful.
Yes. And Annabel, how can people contact you or reach you if they want to?
Yeah, I think you posted today on Facebook also, and you can write me a message there, or maybe leave a comment on the YouTube channel when we uploaded the video. And I have a homepage, but I haven't really I neglected it a little bit and I haven't worked on it as well. And there's also an email address where you can email me. And soon, again, I will start probably my channel. So I think, there are plenty of ways to connect to me if you feel like.
Okay. So, sorry about this, my friends. Let us call back Annabel. There are internet connection problems and they're probably interfering with our connection. Hi, Annabel.
Hi.
So we are now transmitting via my phone, via my Wi-Fi tethering, because the internet connection was severed. So please share with the dear listeners how people can reach you, and then we'll close off and see that we can... I will make something about this YouTube video. I will work with my audio editing program and make it sound like nothing happened, okay?
Okay, you're a true wonderful person who can do that. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yes. So, Annabel, where can people reach you and how?
Yes, you can reach me, for example, on Facebook, and it's always nice to, maybe if you introduce yourself a little bit, if you send a message, so that I know who you are. And hopefully soon I will have my YouTube channel again, and I won't post so much because I also have already talked about many topics, but whenever I have time I will make a video if I have some inspiration to talk about certain things. And I'm sure you will make a beautiful clip, and then you can also leave some comments there, and I'm always happy about feedback.
Wonderful. Well, you have been a star again on my radio show, and for me it's always an honor to have you here with your beautiful insights and your spiritual wisdom and your advices about people. And of course I wish you good health with all the things that happened. And I will be working on our interview to publish it to YouTube as soon as possible. And I want to thank all the listeners and all the dear friends from space and all the angelic beings to love each other, to love Mother Nature, to embrace each other energetically all over the world, everybody who's listening now. And I want to give thanks to our Creator, Father, Mother, God, for our lives and that we can learn every day from all our experiences. And Annabel, I wish you well. I wish you a good night, a gute Nacht in München. And
thank you, and same to you. And it's also always an honor for me. And thank you very much for your well wishes. And I wish you the same. And also to our listeners, may you all be happy and healthy and go through these changes with a open heart and with ease and don't have any pain. I wish all the best for all of you, and it was wonderful to have spent the evening with you tonight again.
Yes, it was the same for me, and just hold on a few seconds after the outro and we can have a little chat after how it went. So much love to all the listeners. Namaste, love and light, and be blessed and sleep well, or good morning if you are just waking up in Australia. Much love.